So the number one challenge, what is this? I would have never been smart enough to get into a college like this, but I didn't need to because I like turtles. You know I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't give you crap about this, buddy. That is a massive rock, and what a frame rock that you have. Come on, guys. If you don't think that that looks like it's somewhere in nature, and that's the definition of an artist. Welcome to living the aquascape lifestyle. So we are literally right at the Dartmouth campus, huh?
We're about to come by the Dartmouth Green is on your right.
What is Dartmouth Green?
So that's probably the most well-known landmark of Dartmouth. This is where everything happens. Baker Library.
Oh, like the courtyard or whatever.
Courtyard. This is where they have the big snow sculptures.
And how far are we right now from your office? An hour?
Yeah, about
Okay.
an hour.
But this is a prime area for you to work in this area.
Yeah, this is primarily what we do. I would say probably 60 to 70% of our work.
Right. I would have never been smart enough to get into a college like this, but I didn't need to because I like turtles. My umbrella guy, Sean, still in Dartmouth. What town is Dartmouth in?
Hanover, New Hampshire.
Hanover, New Hampshire. And we have April Dugan of American Waterscapes. We've got Sean Frost of Naturescapes. And this is a project that you built how long ago?
I would say this one's probably
right here.
14 years.
14 years ago. Wow, look at this. I love it. Is this the front door?
That's the front door.
Come on. Are you kidding me? Right outside the front door, we have this. Wow.
So this is another one that has a small wetland filter below the trees up there. And then it has a small intake in this area.
I love the Japanese maple. I love the natural borders. So one of the things to make a pond look natural is that you don't have that ring of pearls look of the stones that you see. And if you look, you'll see stones. Like I love this stone, which is, framed by that moss in there. But then where does the water end and the land begin? You don't really know. And that's how you naturalize and make something look like it's always been there. The moss, adding driftwood, all of the little elements. It looks like it has always been there, which is the art of what we do, to make it look like it's always been there.
That's our goal.
Absolutely exquisite.
So Sean, can we have a conversation here?
Please,
Okay.
I want to hear this.
Okay, so the conversation goes like this between me and Sean. See, I say that lilies need to be fertilized once a month with a proper aquatic fertilizer.
Yes,
Somebody doesn't want aquatic fertilizer.
I agree with you.
Algae.
Not if you put it in the pots. Yes.
Yeah.
So the challenge of not fertilizing the lilies and having them in too small a containers is they don't grow. So this lily right here could be 12 feet across, but instead it's 24 inches across because it's in a small container. So the number one challenge, what is this? Is this an intake bay?
Yeah, there's a snorkel right there.
Okay.
Intake bays right there.
Okay, so basically this would just get the leaves over here. They'd have to scoop it out with a net or something.
Right.
But I'm gonna go in here right now over the intake bay. Hopefully I won't fall down. And I'm gonna show the biggest mistake that I see. So just a little teeny little lily flower. But this is a tropical lily, but it's in the pot that it got sold in, which is way too small, a little 1 gallon. This should be in up to a 5-gallon container for this.
Hey, Greg.
Yes.
That was a gift to the homeowner. All those ones that you picked up today, tropical water lilies.
Yeah.
Gift to the homeowner for you coming to vlog.
Well, all I could say is that you need a bigger pot. But look at that edge. I mean, gorgeous. What kind of sedums are those? That's really cool. Look at how the sedum goes into the water there. So there's the succulents right on the edge. The ferns are growing in. I mean, I'm in the water right now, but come on, guys. If you don't think that that looks like it's somewhere in nature, and that's the definition of an artist. Beautiful waterfalls. And once again, you can't see where it starts. It comes from behind this pine tree. It's just the wetland filter up there. But the fact that you can't see where the source begins, that's what helps makes it. April, what kind of sedums are these along the edges?
I don't know what these are because we find them everywhere here. I think somebody told me once they're a gold chain.
Okay, gold chain sedum.
They come from the landscaping around here because there's something that was an old piece of landscaping. I've never seen them in a nursery available.
But I love how it naturalizes the rock.
And the other thing acting cool in that corner is the cranberries.
Is that okay? I see them. You pointed it out. Yes, over on that side, you can actually see the red cranberries with the small water lily.
One of the coolest things on this pond is just above the cranberries. John can tell you about that if you can up to the root.
So that's the rainwater harvesting.
And it's working. So that actually fills the wetland, or what does it go into?
So there's around that vertical element, the rock over there,
Yeah.
there's a section of liner that collects the rainwater.
Here, take us over there.
So coming off of that roof line, the water is dripping down here into this section. And that is collecting the rainwater, which supplements this pond. This pond, in turn, overflows underneath this sidewalk and then supplements the lower pond.
I just found out. April told me there's a lower pond. Let's go check this out.
So right to your right,
Oh, here it is.
this is a very narrow, only 6 inches wide stream.
Yes. So you recirculate this pondless waterfall from here,
That's
and then it overflows from the
There's
other
a
one.
pond down below.
And there's a pond.
Yeah.
Wow. Love these stone steps
So it
right on this
parallels
ridge.
this nice winding stone staircase.
The homeowner isn't home, but they're a Dartmouth football coach, right?
That's correct.
That's really cool. Oh yeah, I love it. Got a little patio down here, fire pit, and then a small little pond at the base, crystal clear water.
Only a 4x6 pond, and then recently, within the last few years, we updated the intake on this one.
Okay, so there's the snorkel over there.
This one actually is much bigger than it used to be because we had so many leaves and whatnot coming down here, and construction techniques have changed over the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah, because you said 14 years ago you built this?
Approximately.
Yeah, for the old owners, and now the new owners love it too.
Right, right.
Gorgeous. Every water feature is a unique work of art, custom creation, which is why whenever you're working with a contractor, you want to see projects that they actually installed. You want to go and visit them. They have to have a pond themselves. If you are working with somebody that doesn't have their own ecosystem water feature, that's a big red sign. Unfortunately, so many times that I go out and talk to certified aquascape contractors, they're rebuilding somebody else's pond, a pond that somebody else built that isn't as natural. If you have a water feature and it doesn't look like this, then maybe you should hire a certified aquascape contractor. It's not inexpensive. This is not an inexpensive hobby, but it is the most enjoyable hobby. A water feature will draw somebody outside and spend more time outside in nature than any other thing that you can put in a garden.
This is a big challenge on this job. You go from level to like a 10% grade.
So all of the rocks to build this pond came up this hill.
So every time the rock trailer came across here, it would bottom out and you had to hit it at just the right angle.
Depending on how much weight was in it. So did we do a pond or a pondless here?
This is a pond.
Nice. In the woods. In what part of New Hampshire?
This is Norwich, Vermont.
Vermont. We're in Vermont.
Yes.
Didn't even know we went across the border. Look at that beautiful house. Oh my gosh, a little beautiful home in the woods. Let's go check out another beautiful aquascape ecosystem pond. I love my job. When we crossed the river, that's when we went into Vermont.
Yes, across the Connecticut River, and Vermont you are.
Nice. I love this little trellis that's greeting us to walk into the back. Got to trim this tree a little bit. And how long ago did you build this, Sean?
Maybe 8, 10 years ago.
Okay, so a while.
Yeah, 11 by 16. It looks even longer because there's a little bit of a intake on there.
I love this sunroom overlooking it. And here we have the outside living area. Oh, look at that waterfall. Wow. So that's a sheet style waterfall with a giant boulder that I'm assuming was in here when you built around it.
Actually, we set that in there.
You set this boulder right here with all that moss on it. That is a massive rock, and what a frame rock that you have with a little Japanese tea house on it. Wow. And it goes right into the woods, filled with ferns. I love it. So here, why don't you go ahead and explain to everybody what you did and how you built this?
So this is a 11 by 16 pond. It has an intake on one end and a wetland on the other, and probably I think it's about a 40 foot stream. Fairly narrow, but it winds through the wood. We left the trees intact. A lot of the big boulders up in the woods are intact, so it really fits in well. I mean, that stream is just covered in moss up there. Almost every pond I build, there's some kind of a little staircase that allows.
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah, right there.
So it's this little pond here.
Very nice. So what was it like when you were building this?
It was good digging here. We were able to shelf this out nicely and do our intake easily. Once we get up into the woods, it was a little more difficult because we had a lot more larger size roots and trees to deal with. And we had a little bit of ledge to deal with up there. But all in all, it went off pretty well here.
Guess what I'm going to talk about? You know I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't give you crap about this, buddy. That, come on, even you have to admit it. Bigger pots, guys. Bigger pots fertilize those lilies.
Look at that water quality.
Just some little rosy reds, it looks like, huh?
Yeah, toughies.
What do you call them?
Rosies or toughies.
Yeah, rosy red toughies.
So this pond regularly is visited by herons and minks.
Minks, yeah. So just put some rosy.
These guys survive.
And this is, like he said, every one of his water features, he has a way for people to easily access and get in. And that's this right here. Why would you not want to do that? Sit your feet and just sit back and enjoy that. Listen to the deep sound that this has because of the echo chamber under this log. So every one of these waterfalls sounds different because of how you place the rocks.
Right.
And then what were you saying about aquatic moss?
So if you look in here, you might think that there's algae in here, but it's actually an aquatic moss.
Oh yeah.
And this stuff grows particularly in this Vermont area along the Connecticut River.
Okay.
We find this a lot.
I love how it comes right out of this woods. Look at that.
The access on this job was a little bit limited. Everything to build this waterfall, everything had to come through this little alleyway through the woods. And they wanted to preserve everything around here, the plants and everything. We cut a path through there, kind of weaved through the trees there, but it was all taken into account when we were planning this job. So it's always something to consider when you're doing these is where you're going to site it, what your access is, and how you're going to bring that material in and how you're going to make that look natural and without as much destruction as possible.
I say it all the time. What else could you envision in a space like this that would make more of an impact? There is nothing that will make more of an impact than an aquascape ecosystem water feature in a space. It will change how somebody uses it. If you're interested in owning an aquascape ecosystem, we'll put links down below for two things. One, finding a certified aquascape contractor by you. And two, if you're interested in becoming a certified aquascape contractor and learning how to build exquisite works of art just like this. We'll put a link to all of our training events. I love my job.